What's up, ladies and gentle cows? It's me, Alumajoshi, back again for another vlog. Now, there's a reason I'm on the Shadow, and that's because I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a closer look at the Shadow, what it is, and how awesome it has been so far. I'm gonna go up here on top of this building. I know how much mall cops hate motorcyclists. Boy, I made that turn wide. Alright, so the bike is a 1994 Honda Shadow VT 1100C. I don't know what the C stands for. I don't know what any of the letters stand for. But this is the bike and how I ride it currently. It was going to be a bobber project. I have other things in mind for it. Yeah, this is it though. She's very pretty, very clean. I like the matte black look. The headlight looks like a mean Cyclops eyeball. Everything's matte black, aside from the hot-ass exhaust and the forks. But she looks nice. She runs okay. It's going to eventually need to get the carbs cleaned and adjusted. But as for right now, I'm just riding her the way that she is. It's a secondary go have fun type of bike, or a travel bike, because you can rack up some miles on something like this. So I'm going to tell you my absolute favorite part about cruisers. I started off on a cruiser myself. It was a 1983 Kawasaki KZ440. Not a big bike. It was fun. I paid like $200 for it in a non-running condition. And for those of you who don't know, I am a mechanic. And I brought it home and had it running the next day. You know, just cleaning the carbs and you know, making sure fresh gas was in it, did a tune-up on it, things like that. But the reason I absolutely love cruisers is because of their ease to start on. Now, no matter what you've ridden or if you've ever ridden, it's so easy to pick up a cruiser and just ride with it. It's just so easy to do. I've actually been teaching my little brother how to ride a motorcycle, first motorcycle, on this bike. And yes, it's 1100, but in my opinion, it still could never compare to, you know, a Hayabusa or a CBR 1000. You know, something along those lines. It's just enough to get you going and enough to keep you there and enough to be fun. And this bike is fun. Now, horsepower specs on this exact bike, you're looking at around 64 horsepower back in 94. I'm sure that's dropped a little bit. And 75 foot-pounds of torque. Now, foot-pounds of torque on this thing are awesome. God, they're awesome. It did not look like this when I got it. The guy that I had originally traded it to, he took off all the extra accessories, and it had a big fucking bubbly wind guard thing on there, and windshield, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He removed the tank bags and things like that. And then it was a gloss black. He's actually the one that painted it the flat black that it is now, and put new turn signals on it and shit like that. But it's fun. And I mean, cruisers in general are just fun bikes. You know, and people hate on them for some reason. I believe a motorcycle is a motorcycle. I've always had that. I've always had the belief that a motorcycle is a motorcycle. And whether you ride a sport bike, Harley, cruiser, I mean, whatever you may call cruisers, like some of the people who don't know any better just think that all cruisers are Harleys, which is not true. That took like 15 minutes just to go a quarter of a mile down the road. Anyway, I'm not going to get on the big subject of what type of motorcycle should I buy, because that video has been covered more times than I can count, and there's some really good opinions out there. But that's just it. It's an opinion. My personal opinion is I believe you should start on whatever your fucking heart desires and whatever feels comfortable to you. And you know, if you're 260, 270 pounds, and everybody keeps telling you, oh, you know, get a Ninja 250, get a Ninja 300, get a, you know, whatever 300, you are going to be fucking miserable. You're going to be absolutely miserable. That's not going to be comfortable for you. Well, you know, I don't want to buy an 1100 or a 1500, whatever it may be, because people say that I'm just going to fucking kill myself on it. Not if you don't act like a fucking retard. You really won't. You really won't. You know, do I believe going fast is fun? Yeah, but it has its dangers. We've taken something that's already dangerous and we've decided to then add speed into the equation. I believe that you should start on whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you can fit on, whatever you can afford, even, is another huge factor in what type of bike you should get. But my personal opinion, cruisers are fucking amazing to start on. Amazing. I just censored myself. Fucking amazing bikes to start on, because they're easy, they're low to the ground. You know, especially when you have someone like me who's short. That height level is a huge confidence builder for a lot of people. You just gonna are you gonna fucking rear end me, dumb bitch? Get off your fucking phone. I can see you on it. She was fucking coming in hot on her goddamn cell phone, not paying attention. You know, someone who is short like me, having a cruiser is a huge confidence builder, because you can be short and flat-foot a cruiser. It's extremely easy. I'm proof of that. Now, cruisers are a little heavier, which is a bad side in most people's opinion. Me, I don't mind the heaviness. I think it helps to throw the bike around in a corner. You got that fucking hoss of a suspension working underneath you too. You guys probably couldn't see that lady very well. The lady that was coming up behind me really, really fast and didn't look like she was going to stop for a second. It scared the balls out of me. That's my biggest fear on a motorcycle, is getting fucking rear-ended by some dumbass that isn't paying attention. That's why I jump on people's ass. It's not for attention, and it's not to try and make myself look like a badass, or you know, that guy's a biker, we're gonna give bikers a bad name. That's not what that is at all. It's because I care about my fucking life. And if you scare one person into saying maybe I should look out a little better next time, then you've done your job for the day, period. Anyway, back to this hoss. Shaft driven. So I've been reading a lot into shaft driven things, shaft driven bikes, and they're really cool. And they are also quite, I wouldn't say rare, because they do make them, but not a lot of people have them in just opinion thing. Opinion. Whoa, too low of a gear there. High of a gear? I don't know, I got some bog either way. So shaft driven bikes are less maintenance. They are much, much smoother. They're not as noisy as you know, chains. And there is the belt driven bike, but I believe, if anything, belts probably have the most maintenance, because rubber stretches over time. And you can kind of get what I'm saying. You know, the serpentine belt on your car has to be replaced regularly because it stretches. Same thing goes with a bike, except on a motorcycle it's not as quick or as cheap to do. And speaking of cheap, that's another thing. If you're buying a motorcycle because you think they're cheap to maintain and stuff like that, you're wrong. Because if I do not change the oil on my R6 myself, it ends up being about a $90 oil change, and that's through Yamaha. And yeah, I could go with a different company. You know, we got plenty of motorcycle dealers around here, but typically when you have a certain bike, you want to go with that certain company, and that's people's opinion. Other people don't give a shit, and that's fine. But they are not cheap to maintain. They are cheap to own, like the gas in them and stuff like that. that's wonderful. You know, I put $7 in this thing a week ago, and it'll probably last until next Friday, if not longer, depending on how much I ride this bike. They are extremely cheap to insure. I do not have full coverage on this bike because it's old and just don't feel like I need full coverage on it. I do have liability, which covers me and my body in the event of an accident, and for my liability on this bike it's like $12 a month, and the full coverage on my R6 also, I mean, it's really not that bad compared to a car anyway, like a newer car. I think I'm gonna go get lost because I don't know how to navigate my own city that I've lived in and grew up in for a very long time. Yep, I already lost. Turned the fucking corner and now I immediately don't know where I am. Let's go down our neighborhood and annoy some people. Look at that hoss. It's a nice bike. Oh, channel stuff and whatnot. So I officially have a Facebook page up. If you get on there and you see that there's two, do not be alarmed because I'm an idiot and I screwed up when I was making it. And I don't want to keep making people switch to follow me because, like, if I was a subscriber, I would get pissed off. But the Facebook channel is up now. I am not nearly as active on it as I am my Instagram. I will be putting the link to both in the description. So if you want to keep up with what I'm doing or whatever, you can. I post pretty religiously on Instagram, but it's like soon we have a poker run coming up here in Louisville, and it's for charity. I'm considering going, depending on who all might be interested in going with me, because I've never done a poker run before, but I've got that posted on the Facebook page to see if anybody else would be interested in going with me. And if you don't know what a poker run is, so I guess you pay a fee to get in. In this case, that fee just goes to charity. You have, however many stops on the whole ride. So the ride may be a 100-mile ride, but you'll have certain stops. And at each stop, they will give you a card. And at the end of the poker run, whoever has the best hand of everybody that's attending wins a prize of some sort. It may be, a hoodie or a jacket or a gift card. A lot of places do money, which would also be cool. I'm sorry, guy. I feel like shit now that I just blocked you in. What an asshole. See, motorcyclists are assholes. I don't care what anybody says. We're the nicest assholes you ever meet in your life. Did I already say how freaking hot it is today? Oh my god, my balls are sweating off. And I can't really afford to lose any of my balls because they're not that big to begin with. Oh man, I love riding this bike. It's so comfy. It's so comfy. And it's not supposed to, but it has cruise control because the throttle gets stuck. So you just hop on the expressway, crank that bad boy back, and you fucking just roll for hours. Just like this if you want it. Just sit there. I will also be shooting the Get Up review soon. And for those of you who don't know, the Get Up is the brand of camera that I use. It's GITUP. Also, that link will be in the description. I'm looking for ways to shoot it because as of right now, you shoot it. It's like a fucking teenager going through puberty. You get some voice crackle. As of right now, the only thing that I have to record with is this camera. I mean, I've got my phone, but I'm not sure how shitty the quality of video would be with it, so I'm going to do a couple of test runs. That video will most likely be out next Tuesday. I'm sure I'll end up letting someone or something know on the Facebooks, whatever part of the country that you're in that you may be watching this video. Do you guys have rallies or checkers? And if you had both, which one's better, even though they are the exact same company, or they're supposed to be anyway? If you like what you saw, yada yada yada, subscribe, yada yada yada, comment, yada yada yada, like the video, whatever. Peace!